So the last biological macromolecules that we will be discussing is the nucleic acid. Nucleic acids are essential in storage, transfer, and expression of genetic information. And the monomer of nucleic acids are nucleotides. So nucleotides are the building blocks of nucleic acids. So there are two types of nucleic acids. First is the DNA or the deoxyribonucleic acid. Next is the RNA or the ribonucleic acid. Okay, so the function of DNA is it carries genetic code. So kung gusto mong malaman kung kapamilya ka ba ng iyong nanay at tatay, kinakailangan na i-test yung inyong DNAs. Okay? Next is the RNA and its function is to synthesize protein. So it carries the information from the DNA to the cellular factories for the synthesis of proteins. So here is the general structure of nucleotides. So first, meron siyang phosphate group here, and then a 5-carbon sugar, and then the 5-carbon sugar is bonded to a base or a nitrogenous base. So let's first discuss about the phosphate group. So this is the phosphate group of nucleotides. And it is same phosphate in the ATP or adenosine triphosphate. So it is the energy carrying molecule of the body. So it is polar molecule because of highly ionized oxygen atom which imparts negative charge to the phosphate group. So next we have the 5-carbon sugar pentoses. So there are two important pentoses in our body. First is the ribose, which is present in the RNA. And next is the deoxyribose, which is present in DNA. So here is the structure of ribose and deoxyribose. So as you can see, here in the ribose, it has a hydroxyl group. Okay? Whereas in the deoxyribose, it doesn't have oxygen. So meron lang siyang hydrogen. Since deoxyribose means it is the removal of oxygen. Next, we have the nitrogenous base. So these are molecules that contains nitrogen and act as a base. So these molecules are called bases since they can donate electrons to other molecules and form new molecules in the process. Okay? So our body contains organic compounds such as carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. In nitrogenous bases, nitrogen combines to carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen, the organic compound in our body, to form a ring-like structures. So these are the ring-like structures. So there are two types. First is the pyrimidines. So it is the single ring. So there are three types of pyrimidines. First is the cytosine, thymine, and uracil. Next is the purine. So these are the double rings. So there are two types of purines, the guanine and the adenine. So those two types of ring-like structures, the purines and pyrimidines, are paired together. So complementary pairing is as follows. So first we have thymine or uracil are paired with adenine. Okay? So we will be using thymine if it is a DNA, and uracil if it is in RNA. Cytosine naman is paired with guanine. Okay, so that is the complementary base pairing. So how are these structures bond together to form nucleotide? So here we have the phosphate group, and it is bonded to 5 sugar, 5 carbon sugar. So it is either the ribose if it is RNA and deoxyribose if it is DNA. Next, this 5 carbon sugar is bonded to a nitrogenous base. So it is either cytosine, uracil, if it is RNA, thymine if it is DNA, and also guanine and adenine. So how are nucleotides bond together to form polynucleotides? So here we have DNA. So as you can see, the hydrogen of a nitrogenous base, which is adenine, is bonded to the oxygen of the other nitrogenous base, which is thymine. And the nitrogen of adenine is bonded to the hydrogen of thymine. So therefore, as you can see, hydrogen bond is the intermolecular forces of attraction that bond nucleotides to form polynucleotides. So as you can see here, we also have hydrogen of cytosine is bonded to the oxygen of guanine. And the nitrogen of cytosine is bonded to the hydrogen of guanine. So as in this nitrogenous base. So there is a hydrogen bonding that takes place in the nucleotides to form polynucleotides. So that is all about the biological macromolecules. Thank you for watching Science-Minded Learners. I hope that you have learned something. Until next fun-filled science adventure. Bye!